welcome to the channel, guys. It is a freezing day in New Jersey, but I'm here collaborating with Big Truck Series Review, and I'm reviewing his Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT.
What's up?
Big Truck Series Review, we're collaborating. He reviewed my Hellcat, so today I am reviewing his Jeep. However, it is freezing outside, and both of us don't understand what happened. It was supposed to be 40, and now it's like 10 or something like that. It's crazy. So we're gonna get in the car, get warmed up, then we're gonna go for a drive, talk about his Jeep. We're gonna talk about some fun stuff. You guys know you like it. SRT Grand Cherokee. Nothing beats Hemi or muscle, that's for sure. So let's get warmed up, go for a drive. 475 horsepower Jeep, can't go wrong. I've reviewed a Jeep before, but it wasn't Big Truck's Jeep. Oh yeah, gotta love that Hemi, right?
Get that heat up.
Gotta get that heat on for me and Big Truck. It's cold, absolutely cold as hell. That's one of the things I love about the Jeeps. This right here, and the Dodge.
The Durango didn't have a powered...
Oh, it did. It did.
It did?
Yeah, it did, but the older Durango didn't. Like the 2012, the 2013 didn't have it. I like the fact that Dodge has put a lot of thought into features that most people don't think about, like the telescopic steering wheel.
Let me tell you something. They killed, like, I mean, they really killed it. Like, I have an uncle who has the MKS EcoBoost, right? And
yeah.
he got fully loaded. His mirrors don't come down when I go into reverse. When he goes into reverse, his mirrors do not come down. My mirrors come down. Like Chrysler, Dodge, they have the best infotainment system on the entire market. Yeah. None of the Europeans can beat them on that, which is really strange. But they have the absolute best. It's easy to do everything. Everything's so simple, you know? Oh yeah, no doubt. I love how they do the stitching on the dash. They give the telescopic steering wheel, the power seats, power everything. The carbon fiber trim, everything. They just give you like a lot for very little, like suede. Yeah. Suede lining on the inside of the A-pillars is something that you only get stuff like this in Ferrari, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Porsche, Audi. Yeah, and they charge you a hell of a lot for it too. Like
Ford and GM don't give you suede on the A-pillars. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been in a Ford Explorer that had suede.
Me neither.
So I mean, Jeep has like that kind of stuff that no other brand has in an SUV, unless you're paying, like Land Rover might, but then you're talking like $140,000 truck. Right. So, you know, 80 grand versus 140. I mean, I think you can get this on pretty much any Jeep Grand Cherokee as long as it's an SRT. You just have to add it on. So, and then suede headliner. Like, this is probably a headliner, a quality that you're not going to find in any other American car company. None.
Yeah, no, they really did a good job building these cars, because it's like, I've tested that new Lincoln Navigator. I've been in the Escalade. I wasn't that impressed. Yeah, no, you know, and they want 100,000. What is it with these car companies? Everybody wants $100,000 for a car now. Right. Tesla wants Tesla wants 80 and up. They want 140 for a ludicrous. Yeah. Navigators, they want $100,000 for that. They want $100,000 for a Cadillac. Like, did we start making a lot of money? Yeah. Like, I don't understand that. I don't get it. But I tell you what, though, if I had to choose between spending $110,000 or $120,000 on a Land Rover Sport, I would much rather spend $90,000 on a Trackhawk, save $30,000, and be done with it. Because my only thing is, when you start spending that kind of money, like when you're talking about $100,000, like, I'm thinking S-Class, you know? Yeah. I'm thinking Mercedes, you know? I'm thinking that I have something extremely luxurious, you know? Oh yeah. So my thing is, you know, like Jeep, I think SRT Jeeps, that's the sweet spot, really. I think that's where you could say, okay, I've got everything, I've got this powerful engine. But when you start talking about $100,000, it's like you gotta come with more. You gotta come with more, and you have to have more distinctive looks. Right. You just gotta do it. Like I said previously with the Jeeps, you look at this, the base model Jeep SRT is like $70-something thousand. You get 475 horsepower, 470 foot-pound of torque, all-wheel drive. You can add on all this beautiful stuff like the suede A-pillars and, you know, the moon roof and carbon fiber trim, and just load it up, and you're still in the $80,000 mark, and you're looking at 0 to 60 times in 3.8 with good launch control. And then you look at the competition. Look at the Land Rover Sport. It does 0 to 60 way slower. It's like in the low 5s, high 4s, and it's 105,000. I want my Trackhawk to look just like that silver one over there. I don't want mine to look. So you see that silver one, that silver Jeep that just passed? They all look alike. Oh yeah. No, it's that's one thing they should have done with the Trackhawk. They should have made it look a little bit different on the outside. But I do have to give Dodge their props too. And the fact that the only SUV made really in the world that's going to compete with this, you're talking about the X5M,
I forget the name of the Mercedes that's now up there with it.
Probably AMG GLE, probably GLE AMG.
And the only one that's even comes close in price, the closest one in price is the X5M, and it's about the same price as the Trackhawk.
Yeah, and that's with nothing in it. And that's the important thing. Dodge, basically, they own the market when it comes to these things. They occupy a segment nobody else can compete in.
There's no SUV made in the world anywhere from the factory, bone stock, that'll even come near a Trackhawk. And if we're talking about price, we're in different universes.
Yeah.
Because the Trackhawk, fully loaded to the max of everything, if you're paying MSRP, is right at 100 or below. And in order to get a Land Rover Sport base model, the V6, you're talking about way up into the 100,000. In fact, I remember talking about the Porsche in my review of the SRT Jeep a long time ago, and I did an older review with a buddy of mine, Keith, and the SRT Jeep price range, like I said, $70,000, $80,000 versus the Porsche was $105,000 for 400 horsepower. You have to get the what is it, the Cayenne S Turbo, something like that, $140,000 to get more power than this.
And you end up closer to 160 by the time everything's said.
Yep, $160,000 fully loaded, and you're only looking at a vehicle that's got 580 horsepower. Get the Trackhawk, save 60 grand, you got 707. So when it comes to power and just brute power, there's no way but Dodge.
You can't touch them.
Nope, can't touch Mopar. And I'm going to be honest, the quality of a Jeep's interior is as good as BMW, in my opinion.
Yeah, BMW I'm not impressed with. It's Mercedes I like, but BMW,
Mercedes
I'm not impressed with BMW.
You're impressed with Mercedes, and why? This is a Mercedes GL chassis.
Yeah.
The old GL. So we like Mercedes, but they're overpriced. See, Mercedes held back all the goodies from Chrysler in the 90s and the 2000s. Now they're FCA. Now they've got something else going on where they're taking back all the goodies and putting them back into the Jeeps and the Durangos and the Charger, Challenger. But this was a Mercedes GL chassis, and all the good stuff from the late 90s Mercedes is here with all the goodies that they've given us for the Jeep. So essentially we're getting a Mercedes with American power at a price of an American vehicle. And no one can compete with that because the roots of this vehicle comes from ancient Mercedes tech, which is still good. So that's why BMW can't touch this. Like, there's no way I would take an X5M over a Trackhawk. There's no way.
No way.
I would never take an X5M over an SRT because I could just put a supercharger in this. I'm still cheaping out, what, 80 or 40 grand, 50 grand?
Yeah. I get told that all the time. Oh yeah, an X6M will leave you beaten and this, that, and other. I'm like, yeah. Well, when you find $160,000 or something, yeah, you call me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, they're never going to be able to hit the market like Dodge has. They're never going to be able to get that market because the market's already been like swallowed up. When it comes to SUVs, I think Dodge owns the market.
Yeah.
They got the Trackhawk, they got the SRT Jeep Grand Cherokee, they now got the SRT Durango, and I could really go as far as to say they now got the Stelvio. So they're taking the European market too. So FCA and Alfa Romeo are really pounding the SUV market.
Yeah.
They're taking it into a level that no one can really compete. And there's gonna be a lot of people on these videos say, oh, well, the X5M does this, or my like you said, GL class AMG, or this, that, and the other, my Porsche Cayenne Turbo. And sure, we can talk about all those things, but we're talking about vehicles that have double the price.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, if I really want to be smart and go really, really fast, I'm gonna get a Trackhawk, do a pulley, do a tune, do an intake, do an exhaust. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. There you go. I've got 4,000 a mod, so I've got a $105,000 truck that's running 9s. Touch that, BMW. I'd love to see you touch that.
Yeah.
You can't touch this.
Or get a car with 707 horsepower for $70,000. Yeah. Let's see you try that.
Yeah. Let's see BMW try to put out a car for less than 75,000. That's got 700 horsepower, and on top of that, let's see them put out a car that can withstand 1,200 horsepower before it blows.
Oh, and even better, let's see them fit 5 people in it.
Yeah, 5 people, 700 horsepower. I'm gonna put a pulley and a tune on it. I'm gonna be running 900 crank all day long with 5 people in the car, running low 10s, high 9s. And I'm doing all that with mods and everything out the door for less than 80 grand. I'd love to see that. But yeah, we're driving Big Trucks Jeep. Gonna have to make a weird U-turn here because, you know, Jersey and their stupid U-turns.
Yeah, these places crazy. So what, is there a law against U-turns here or something?
Yeah, in New Jersey, you're not allowed to turn left anywhere. It's illegal to turn left unless you're at a green light that says you can turn left. Yep, no left. No left turn, illegal.
I did not know that.
Oh, he's turning left for the cop.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And he let him go.
What?
He let him go. What?
See, that's privilege right there, because I would have pulled his ass right over.
Wow.
So he could have talked that sovereign citizen nonsense, and I would have pulled him out and beat him up.
It says no left turn. That cop's definitely going to get something to eat. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He's going to get something to eat, guaranteed.
All right, well.
I'm definitely not making a U-turn, because I might be the guy that he says, you know what, it's the second time, forget this. Big Trucks SRT is fully loaded, so it has absolutely every single option you could possibly imagine having. There's nothing left to add to this except the TVs, but you know, I don't really care about TVs. I'm sure you don't, that's why I don't have it. But the SRT Jeeps are pretty much the most affordable, go fast, fun package SUVs you can buy next to the Durango. The Durango is priced, I think, a few $1,000s less, but then it really comes down to, do you want a Jeep or a Durango? You have a choice.
You need that third row.
Yeah.
I really think that's the ultimate question. Do I need a third row?
That's really the ultimate question. And then aesthetics may play a little part, because you know, both vehicles look great, but there's always gonna be that one person that says, hey, the Jeep's better, oh hey, the Durango's better. But you know what, you're both Mopar, they're both great, pick the one that you like better and go for it. And the more people support Dodge by buying these vehicles, the more they're gonna keep giving us what we want, because they're the only company that's giving us what we want right now. So that's the one reason that's making me really want a Trackhawk, is because I want to keep staying with Dodge. But with the GT500 video I put out the other day, maybe I jumped too fast, but I don't know. I don't think I'm selling the Hellcat for it, that's for sure. Yeah. I want to keep a Mopar in my channel because I love what Dodge is doing, and you know, the Jeep has been in my family for a long time. Me and my wife have had 3 Jeeps. So if I got a Trackhawk, it'd be our 4th Jeep in 8 years. We had a 96 Grand Cherokee, we had a 99 Grand Cherokee, and we had a 15 Grand Cherokee. And then we had the Durango, and could have a Trackhawk. You know, so I love the comfort of riding in this. This one,
yeah, the competition air suspension, yeah, adds a lot.
This is a different feel than the Jeep SRT I reviewed. It's totally different. It feels different.
What year was the one you reviewed?
17.
Was there mods on it, like drops, bags, or anything?
Nope, but it was stiffer. Yours rides a little bit more comfortable. Okay. Because it had track mode, sport mode, and street mode, but the street mode felt like my Hellcat, whereas this doesn't feel like my Hellcat. This feels like it's a little bit more forgiving. Not like riding on complete air, but it feels like this is just a little bit more relaxing. It's got a really nice suspension on it, and that's the one thing we talked about last time with the Jeeps, was we couldn't figure out why did Dodge do what they did to the Jeep owners. 2012, 13, 14,
they
and
should
then
have
15.
never made those SRTs that came out in 12 and 13. They should have never made them.
Yep.
And they knew but that's what scares me about the Trackhawk.
Yep.
It's possible that for 2 years that they could have an in-between model.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now you get the Ram 1500's big 12-inch touchscreen, and now you're stuck with the old one. It's like that.
Right.
You know, they say fools rush in.
Right.
It's like I don't. It's like I'm not feeling that, because
no.
I don't want to turn around and say, oh yeah, well now you can't trade out. You know, you're stuck.
Yeah, and knowing Dodge, they'll do even worse than that. Introducing the 2020 Trackhawk
with the Demon engine.
Yeah, or you get the new touchscreen from the Ram. So now you get the bigger touchscreen. Also different from the older Trackhawks. Now you're going to get 750 horsepower. You're also going to get a smaller pulley size, a better intake system. The exhaust is now going to be louder. The chassis tweaked. It's 100 pounds lighter. Oh, kill yourself.
Yeah. The mere fact that the high octane fuel button exists, like, I want one.
Oh, it's on the Trackhawk?
Yeah. Like,
oh my God.
You know, you think about it. They basically using that same engine block over and over. They got the strengthened supercharger. They've got now you know they have an all-wheel drive system that can handle 707 horsepower and 650 plus pound-feet of torque.
Right.
So what's to stop them from saying, you know what, we're going to give everything demon power now, and we're going to put the high octane button in it, and we're going to get these people to rebuy all of this stuff over again. And they could do it, and they will. You know, the likelihood that they would do it, if they've got a wide body Challenger, if they have a wide body Challenger and they got a wide body Charger coming, you know, it's like that's just their marketing strategy, you know?
Like, for example, another prime example of an automotive failure from Chevy is the Tahoe. Number one, the Tahoe, in my opinion, is absolutely beautiful. They came out with the RST, and it's like, you know, all they did was take SRT and do RST. They just inverted the R and the S, and it only has 425 horsepower. Now, they should have done the LS engine from the Corvette Z06.
Yeah, the LSA.
LSA, and it would have had 505. Now, if that Tahoe had 505 and had the trim of the RST, oh my God, Dodge would be in a little bit of trouble. Not a lot, but a little bit. Because that's a very, very beautiful truck. The problem is Chevrolet just doesn't think. They thought putting a 425 horsepower engine in a truck that was 200 pounds heavier than the Durango was going to compete with the SRT Durango. Absolutely not. Not even close.
And it's also physically a larger truck.
Yeah.
You know, and it also, as you notice, it rides a lot higher. Now, I'm pretty sure there's guys out there who'd like to buy it and everything, but I've said this before in videos, GM and Ford gave up on them.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was really shocked, like, you know, that the CTSV is $100,000.
Right.
And only has 650 horsepower. Meanwhile, Dodge is basically selling you ancient engine technology, and they're putting you into the 840 range.
If something ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, it still gets up and goes. I love that. Oh, yeah. I love it.
And you're in automatic mode. Like
right.
when you drop into sport mode, it accelerates quicker out of those gears because it likes to leave you in lower gear, and it pulls that power better.
Maybe I'll switch it over to sport. We're in sport mode now. Maybe get on a little bit here. Oh yeah. Good luck, Chevy. Good luck with that.
Yeah, bye, Chev.
I had to say that because this SUV here, the Jeep is about, I want to say probably about 700 pounds lighter than the Tahoe, maybe 600-700 pounds, and it's got 100 more horsepower.
So that weighs 6,000 pounds?
The Tahoes weigh about 5,700 to 58.
Wow,
the Durangos,
yeah, that's a lot. Because even the Trackhawk's about 5,400.
Yeah, the Trackhawk's 5,400. Your Jeep is about 5,150.
Okay.
The Durango SRT is about 5,300. So the Durango is only about 100 pounds heavier, but mine didn't have a spare tire. So mine was only about 100 pounds more than the Jeep. So if you think about that, 475 horsepower, 5,100 pounds versus 355 horsepower of that 5.3 in the Tahoe, and it weighs 700 pounds more. So it's 700 pounds more and has like 100 less horsepower or 120 less. So yeah, like you were saying, Chevy just doesn't care about that kind of stuff anymore.
No, they've given up.
An affordable SUV with Harman Kardon speakers and carbon fiber trim and suede roof and A-pillars and Alcantara leather and suede seats, heated steering wheel, just loaded to every last thing, push button start, 475 horsepower. You just basically got to put it in launch mode. You hit the brake, mash the gas, and when you're ready to go, you let off the brake, and this sucker is going to launch 3.8 every single time because it's all-wheel drive and launch mode don't make mistakes. So you're going to be running consistent, you know, 0 to 60 times every single time. And that's the one thing I got to give the Jeep Grand Cherokee is it's the most consistent 0 to 60 SUV made until the Trackhawk and you know, Durango SRT came out. And Dodge owns that market too, because even if you get an RST Tahoe, line that up, there's no launch mode in that.
And I just find it like so amazing. It's like the average person at this point is driving around on basically a race car.
Right.
You know? And,
right.
And you got the speed, you got the ability to stop. Brembo brakes on Kias now. I mean,
yep.
You know, it's incredible. The average person is driving around in a race car.
Dodge is releasing the new 7.0 engine in the New York Auto Show next year, which is going to replace all the SRT engines. So instead of the 6.4, which is in this Jeep, which is basically a glorified 5.7,
yeah.
What they do is they just bore it over, and the cylinder walls are thin, which is why they throw rods when you supercharge them. Hence the reason why the Hellcat's a 6.2 is because they wanted to make the bore smaller to reinforce the cylinder walls. Now with the 7.0, it's going to be reinforced. The cylinder walls are going to be bigger, obviously, because it's got, you know, a bigger displacement. They're not going to be able to get the 6.4 to 7.0 without destroying it. So it's going to be a new engine block. When they release that, we're talking 550 to 575 horsepower. So now you're going to be getting SUVs with 550, 575 naturally aspirated and still have a Trackhawk as an upgrade option. So now all their Ram Rebels that are going to get the premium trim are going to be, you know, 575. And if you ask me, I think the 5.7 is the workhorse engine. But I have a funny feeling the 6.4 is going to replace the 5.7. I think all the Ram Rebels are going to come standard 475. And the 575 is now going to be the SRT. So I think that Dodge is really setting the bar so high. In fact, they've set the bar so high they even have to compete with themselves. You got Big Truck driving my Hellcat, and I was driving his SRT, so we're doing a swap-a-roo today, just making videos for you guys. But this has got so much power, it's only got the 275s on it. It was burning out in 3rd gear. What do you think of that, huh?
No, well, you know, just like when I bought mine, it's like I just love that sound. I just love that sound. The CTS-V,
oh yeah,
CTS-V Coupe has a supercharger, but it's not like this.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. It doesn't have wow.
Yeah, the brakes.
What did you get? New brakes or something?
Yeah, they're brand new.
There was no Hellcat badge. It said supercharged on the side of the Challenger. Hellcat, if you remember that. And if you look at Jay Leno's video of him driving it, it actually says that on the side. It only said supercharged. But then they came back and it's like, okay, we're gonna put the cat badge on it. Which that helped, I think, sell this car.
Yeah, Tim Kaniska said something about that. He said originally the Hellcat was the name of the engine. Eventually we changed the name of the car.
Engine, yeah.
So maybe they didn't have time to switch the badge out on the dash because they'd already built so many units and were already under production. So that's why the 17 got the SRT Hellcat badge over here on the dashboard. I guess that makes sense, total sense. They actually warranty this kind of thing.
It's amazing.
It's like a warranted factory race car, and you get 5-year 50,000 on the powertrain or 3-year 36 bumper to bumper. Like, just think about the fact that Dodge gives you 700 horsepower and they're even willing to back that under warranty. Now, if you are putting a pulley on there and you're pinning your crank and you're putting a cam and you're making 1,000 horsepower and the engine blows, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. That's not Dodge's fault, but I mean, the chances of you blowing an engine with less than 1,200 wheel, as long as your tuner is competent, like Josh at HHP, you're going over to Tim Barth Tuning in Illinois, or you're gonna go over to AJ at Hemi Tuner. If you've got a really good tuner, you're probably not gonna even have issues even at 1,200 horsepower, because when they built this engine, I think Tim Barth said it best when he said he tuned them and they didn't start throwing rods till 1,300, yet the car only came with 700. So they built it to handle 13, but only gave you 7. That's why they're able to give you a warranty, because the engine has been over beefed.
Right.
So they knew people were gonna build it more beyond 7. I know guys that are running tracks all day with this car, making 800-900 wheel all day long, have 30,000 miles, now have one engine problem because they built this engine to last. Like the team,
that's typically how it is.
Yeah.
You know what? And that reminds me, arguments that I used to have with people about the Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, when they build it, like they were, oh yeah, well the Hennessy Venom GT only needs this much power to go 200. And I'm like, no, listen, you're missing the point. The reason why that thing is a 16 cylinder with 4 turbochargers is for engine longevity, as much as performance. Yeah, they could probably make it 2,000 horsepower. Thing about it is, it's not going to last that long at 2,000 horsepower, even if you are paying $3 million for it. So what they're doing is they're building an engine that they know will never break down, and then down tuning it and saying, okay, we're going to sell you 1,500 horsepower or whatever. Right. But you'll never have to worry about that engine never blowing out.
Yeah. Now that is epic. Oh.
Yeah, that thing sounds great, man.
It sounds awesome.
It sounds so much better than mine. And you changed the exhaust too.
You got a Corsa exhaust, yep. Oh, yikes. Now that is epic.
So you're doing burnouts in motion.
Yeah, burnouts in motion. That's scary. We could crash. Big truck getting it. Big truck getting it in the Hellcat. Oh,
you pull a little to the left.
Whoa.
It's a little to the left. And see, had that been a Mustang, I would have hit a crowd. I would have hit some unsuspecting crowd somewhere.
That's why I've been hesitant to talk about Mustangs, because they always talk about hitting crowds.
That's all they do. What I love making fun of, the BMWs, they went through this situation where their cars had almost no sound, and they had to have simulated engine noise coming through the speakers. I'm like, you're playing engine notes through the speakers. It's like, are you kidding? Like, really, are you kidding? That's like, imagine this. Imagine a Tesla Model S. Imagine a Tesla Model S has a big speaker.
Right.
In the roof or something, and it's playing an engine note as it passes by. It's like, that's just sad.
Just like the Mustang.
That's just sad.
100% fact, the Mustang GT, the 5.0, the new one, they actually have one of those little tubes that goes from the intake piping
just so you can hear
to the inside of the cabin, so you can hear it. put up my other cameras. The battery died while recording inside the Hellcat, but I'm here as Big Truck drove my Hellcat. I drove his Jeep SRT, and a lot of my subscribers and his have been asking us, do something together. We want to see Driveway Demons and Big Truck review. Well, here we are. We spent the whole day doing a collaboration, and it's freezing.
It's freezing cold.
We did it for you guys. So we're out here making this video. One more look at his Jeep right there. We took it for a drive. Awesome. Nobody does it like Mopar SRT. And what do you think of the Hellcat? What do you think?
No, your mod's awesome. Your mod's awesome. Made it sound like crazy with that Corsa.
How does it feel when you stepped on it and 750 horsepower kicked you in the butt?
Yeah, a little bit of side slip to the left, but it still felt controllable. Still felt really good, real controllable, powerful. It was crazy.
Only 3 people have driven my car besides me. My wife, my dad, and Big Truck. That's it. And I tell you what, I gotta have trust for someone to let them drive your car, and very few have driven my car. I'm sure no one's driven his car either.
Everybody knows I'm the most responsible person in the world. Nobody's more responsible than me.
But we had a blast out here doing this with you guys. I tell you what, when I get the 315s back on next month or the month after, like whenever it happens, maybe a couple weeks, I don't know, I'll let Big Truck drive it with 315s.
Okay.
Then you can really let the power loose, because that's a lot better.
To the track.
Yeah, we got to go to the track for that. Don't forget, guys, support the channel, drivewaydemons.com. Get your hoodies there. More merch is coming, and you can support the channel there as well. Check out Big Truck Series Review on YouTube. Definitely go subscribe right now to his channel. It's on the bottom of the screen. Just pause the video. Don't do nothing else till you subscribe. A friend of mine who's actually in my personal life has been there for me the last couple of weeks or months now, and got to thank him for that. So I consider him like family and friend. It's not just a collaboration. So pause the video, go subscribe right now. Big Truck Series Review. We'll have more stuff coming in the coming weeks and months. Every weekend, if you text me, we'll do something. Doesn't matter what it is, we'll get more content for you. Maybe we'll meet up at a dealership, look at some Demons or Trackhawks. We'll come up. We don't, like he said, we don't know.
Big thing's the auto show.
Yeah,
it's a really big thing. It's coming soon. 1 month?
On April 1st, we're going to the auto show. I'm gonna get Big Trucks in with me with a press pass. We're gonna go do it big. But like I said, lots of stuff coming. Until the next video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave your comments below. Have fun, be safe.
All right, yeah, take care, watch my channel, subscribe.
Oh yeah.
See you at the auto show.
See you at the auto show and the next videos that we do, guys. Have fun, be safe.